Hi everybody, the video today is about the important subject of how to get your puppy used to being touched. So we'll be looking at the main reasons as to why we need to do it, and we'll be discussing all the benefits around it. I want to have a bit of a look at what happens in the sad event that you don't, so we'll be talking about the disadvantages of not doing it, and I'll try and give you some great exercises to how to achieve the process. So let's get into it. Hi, I'm Claude from Canine IQ, the home of science-based factual information on dog training. If you're a regular visitor to my YouTube channel, really appreciate your support. A huge thank you. If you're new to the channel and want to strengthen your existing relationship with your dog, or you've got a new dog and you want to know how to get the best out of it, hit the subscribe button, but more importantly, hit the bell notification. That way you don't miss out on any new content. So when we're dealing with training pups with touch tolerance, many dog trainers would really like a pup to enjoy being touched and enjoy the process. Now, I get it, that makes a bit of sense, but if we purely focus on that, it leaves us with a pretty serious problem. And the problem is, what happens in situations where your puppy doesn't really enjoy being touched? And then how do we deal with it when effectively it's too late? The puppy's in that situation, it's no longer fun, and now we've got some stress happening. Now, I'm sure you've all seen footage of military and police dogs being picked up, lifted, moved, strapped to somebody's chest, jumping out of helicopters. Now, trust me, these dogs really don't care about being picked up. It's completely neutral. And I know this because I train dogs for the police, prisons and service agencies. So while this form of training can be considered a little bit out there, there are everyday uses that we can apply this kind of training to get some really good success in everyday situations. And possibly the first one that comes to mind is being able to take your dog to the vet and knowing full well that it's going to be comfortable in every situation. So it should be able to deal with the stress, the pressure, and the pain that potentially can happen in a vet. And that's incredibly invaluable. So over and above the vet, there are many other everyday situations where this training can help, such as washing your own dog, and without everybody getting wet in the process because your dog is actually able to deal with the pressure, and also being able to take your dog to being groomed and know for certain that it's not going to come back totally traumatized. So the following exercises were taken from a puppy consultation I did with an amazing little Kelpie cross called Bonnie. You probably saw her in my mouthing video. This exercise is part one in the process, which effectively teaches the dog to understand the concept of pressure and to understand how to remove it. Okay. Exercise one is touch desensitization. So the first part is I'm not going to go anywhere near the pointy end. Right? So what I'm trying to do at the moment is to make her realise that being picked up is neutral. Right? Now, before we add any extra pressure to it, we need to get her to understand the concept, because she's in this position here, it's already stressful. If I then start to play with the teeth, play with the ears, play with the paws, that's just adding extra pressure that she doesn't understand. So exercise one in the process is waiting for her to be calm. Up!
Should the voice, the sound that we make when she bites us, be consistent? Because we sound very different.
No, don't worry about it. I'm going to talk about voice. There's a video on that too, about using voice commands in dog training, and how when you give the dog an instruction, it should never have any emotion or volume attached to it. It should be your natural tone. Okay. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
The first part about this, all I'm trying to do is wait for her to be calm. And then when she is calm, right? Say and she didn't do this now, but before she did it, she was calm and then she wriggled. And then when she went and became calm again, that's what we call an arousal cycle, which is calm, excitement, calm, right? Free, good girl, good girl, yeah, good girl. Now you can give her a food treat, pat, ball, whatever. Positive reinforcement on release, okay? So she realises that the sooner I calm down, the sooner I get the pressure removed, the more fun that I get to have. But she needs to understand that pressure. So the very first exercise you're going to have to do for the next few days is this.
Yep.
Pick her up and just carry her and not have it as an enjoyable thing. Right? She needs to get totally neutral with this.
She's very vocal.
Yeah, I like it because it's information. Right? Never punish a dog for telling you stuff.
Yeah.
Use it as information. I know she's pissed off. I know exactly when my dog wants to bite somebody. I don't want to lose those signals. but he's learned that he can't. See, one thing you want to do is to never stop a dog from finding how it feels in a certain situation, but you want the dog to learn self-control. Good girl. Free. Right. And then that free command is the release of pressure. So once the dog is comfortable in understanding the concept of pressure, as we did in part 1, by going through what we call an arousal cycle where it gets a bit stressed and then it calms down and we release it, in part 2 we can start to add a little bit more pressure, and that could be simply getting the dog to go through maybe 2 or 3 arousal cycles where it's calm, hectic, calm, and then we put it down and release it. Or we could be holding the dog a little bit more firmly, or perhaps even starting to touch ears, nose, eyes, tail, feet, in conjunction with being held, to start to get the dog to understand more things will happen while you're being held, but the concept doesn't change. You still have to go with the punches and just deal with it. Exercise 2 is as she's getting more comfortable with this, we add more pressure.
Is it a backwards pull or a sideways
pull? No, I'm just holding
pull?
the collar here.
Okay.
Only because
From
if
the
I'm
back?
holding the collar from behind, she can't bite my hand. So there's no chance of flinching. So it's just a little bit of extra pressure that she just needs to be aware that this is nothing detrimental.
So it's more just tucking your fingers under the collar so that it creates just a bit of pressure on the front.
I'm trying not to have any pressure at all.
Okay.
And my hands are just there, just in case she gets a little bit stupid, and then I can move her away so she doesn't bite my hand. That's all I'm doing, but there's no pressure there at all. Right? Because if I do this from the front, then I only get my hand bitten. Right? So you can see from there, and it's just neutral. Absolutely. I could be holding it with 2 fingers. It makes no difference. But you see, I'm not punishing her, I'm not hitting her, I'm not hurting her.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to get her to deal with the fact of being picked up. Now, this is what we do with puppies at 8 weeks of age. The first exercise is touch desensitization. Straight out of the box, minute 1, deal with it.
Yeah.
Right? Free. And then once they start to understand the concept of just rolling with the punches, they go, okay, well, resisting doesn't work. Right? It's like turning up to work on a Monday and you're in a shitty mood. Keeping that shitty mood, is it going to make your day any better? Let it go. You're at work. Just find a better mood. Thank you for watching my video. Hope it made sense. If you follow these simple steps, you'll have a dog that's absolutely amazing under touch tolerance, and it'll be able to deal with a lot of pressure. If you have any questions at all, please leave me a comment and I'll do my very best to get back to you. Thanks again for your support.